Yowza, folks, this is Blapps Tark, Better Living a Positive Propaganda System, talking about real knowledge. I am Blapps. I am your host for this show. It's a talk show, conspiracy and controversy subjects, and I'm going to open up, as I normally do, and tell you exactly what we're going to do today. Now, when we're talking about knowledge, we're going to talk about what's going on over there, over here, in the celebrity and community world, and we're going to talk about what sparks me off. So as people come in, as we all know, the host of the show is me, and the audience are the celebrities in my case. So when you come in, you can talk about what the subjects I bring up today, and we're going to make a nice little entertaining show of it. Okay, so today over here we're talking about what happens in the UK and Prince King Charles III. I have to get that right. King Charles III has been diagnosed with cancer. Over there, we're talking about Trump has gone through he's going to go to the Supreme Court to find out if he's mobilized against injury by law. So we're going to talk about his immunity has been quashed. He's not immune. We're going to find out. We're going to talk about what might happen. And in celebrity community, we're going to talk about. Oh no, sorry. I got it all wrong. That celebrity community, we talk about King Charles. Over there, we're talking about Trump, and over here, we're talking about Black History Month. I'm grumbling. It's all on the way down. All right, people. So that's what we're chatting about today. I'm at a loose end, man. I started late. It's all good. We all understand. Pressure. That's what happens. Diamonds, or we crumble to nothing. Right, so over here, we talk about Black History Month. Let me get this up. Put this in the background, be nice. And it's all sorted. All under my control. But, you know, stuff goes wrong. You're a one-man band. So I knew this was gonna. There you go. Black History Month. It's all going marvelously wrong. Yeah, what I'm talking about, what is right when okay. So Black History Month, February, shortest month of the year, as we all know. They gave us the shortest month. October is in other countries or America or something like that. But over here, we've got it in February. And what's the other way around? Doesn't matter. But every year we talk about the same thing. Is it we talk about the engineers and the inventors and the philanthropists and the people that have made culture better and people that made us humanity stronger and stuff like that. But we rarely talk about anything much more than that. We don't get into what is keeping us back, why nothing changes. It all stays the same at the end of the month. And when we talk about reparations, we talk about we're chatting about, okay, we'll never get them. What would they look like? Who would be giving us the reparations? Which country? Which nation is more responsible than another? When we talk about every month, we chat about, okay, this is going to be the month where we actually get something going. Now, the end of the month comes as normal, and nothing's happened. Nothing's changed. We just move on. Okay, it's March now. All right, so let's move on. We never talk about, we always talk about what's the future of our children? What are they going to grow up in? What kind of a society are they going to grow up in? We going to be more accepted? No, same thing. We get brutalized by the police. We get all the laws seem to be set up against us around the world, unless you're in an actual country. Even in the continent of Africa, it seems like the laws are set up against the nation expanding. They're not allowed to do certain things with their resources and blah blah blah. And yet we're the beginning of humanity. And every year we go, black people, we were done. We wouldn't have been able to have a telephone. We wouldn't have traffic light. We wouldn't have a washing machine. We wouldn't have an ironing board. We wouldn't have all kinds of stuff that you relate to Black History Month every year. Oh, the elevator. Oh, popcorn. Anything to do with peanuts. We did that. Carver. It's everything that you normally associate with Black History Month and Black excellence gets highlighted every month. And I think it's just for the schools. I mean, the children get to talk about it and do a project and bring it in, and we all go, no, very, very nice. Yes, yeah, I feel that one's very good. But nothing changes. It all stays the same. So my question today is, Black History Month, is it still useful? What's it useful for? What are we saying it's useful for? And I'm saying it's not. I'm personally saying I don't see the point of it. It's like, who's it? Morgan Freeman, who said, if you want to stop racism, stop talking about it. I mean, if you don't see me as a man now, after all these years, first thing you see when you see me is a black man. Before you see Morgan Freeman, you see a black man. You don't see a man. You don't see an individual. You just see first a black man, and everything associated, all the stereotypes associated with black man, which all seems to be on the list: evil, 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 evil. On the white list, nice, 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 nice. Everything is nice. So nothing changes. Where are we getting with this? What is Black History Month supposed to do for us? But if we didn't have it, which we didn't have it once, what we still knew the history. We still understood the history. But I think because we got to put it in schools, where the curriculum now realizes that history cannot be told unless you include black people. There is no history without black people. So they have to, like over in America, they're still discussing critical race theory, because critical race theory highlights the whole history, not just a whitewashing of history. They highlight that the first people in America were the Indians, the indigenous Indians, as they called them, or indigenous Americans, as they call it, like Columbus found. No, we were there thousands of years before them, because the whole is Pangea, Pangea is all together. All the islands and continents all clumped together, and they separated over thousands and thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of years. They separated away. Australia went down there, and India went over there. They're still pushing into the Himalayas today, and it's to make the Himalayas is still in. It's so we understand that we walked across the Bering Straits, going all the way around India to China, through Russia. Then it's too cold here. We'll go over there. Oh, it's much better down. The climate's much better. What do you call this place? Canada. That's nice. Okay. And go down to America, and then we became the indigenous Americans and the Spanish Mexicans, and speaking Spanish because Spain colonized it. But it's crazy that I have to teach this stuff still in the academy. I ask people as an icebreaker, where do your parents come from? And they say, oh, Sweden. I'll say, okay, your people came from Africa, and blah, blah, blah. They went over there, there, 100,000 years there, blah, blah, blah. They ended up in Sweden. Okay, where did your people come from? We came from India. Okay, so they came from Africa, and they went through there, South Africa, ended up in India. Okay, where did your people come from? Canada. Okay, so we went from Africa here, and they're all like, what are you talking about, Africa? Because where do you think we all came from? We're all African here. Everyone's got a descendant of Africa. It's like we're the root of the tree is Africa, and everything comes up, and the branches are England, America, or Spain. If you don't understand that now, we're in serious trouble. We're in serious trouble. Okay, and you still got these deniers talking about, oh no, the white race was started from this, that, and the other. What are you talking about race for? There is no human. It's only the human race. There's no other races. That's just the human race, and perfectly put by Jane Elliott, personal hero of mine. She should be a doctor, Dr. Jim. She's a teacher, basically. And she teaches us about why white people, the way she teaches about what race actually means in terms of, is this a constructed thing? It was determined to make these people higher and these people lower. And so anytime you talked about these people, you put them on the scale straight away. So the best were white and the worst were Jews. What? What did you say? Jews? Yeah, they come under black. Like, they were the worst of people, right? But like, you think I'm joking? I'm not. But like, the scale is like, okay. So anyway, black was supposed to represent everything. 3/5 of the human. You don't know the rest. But this is what I'm saying. Black History Month doesn't talk about these things. All we talk about is the inventors. Big them up for a month, and then let's forget about them for the rest of the year. Right? Let's not do anything to bring up the people that brought us everything. Computer, internet, mobile phone. Yeah, all these things are inventions by black people. So stuff separated the first co-joined twins and all this stuff. But yeah, all forgotten at the end of the month. So is it useful? Does it show children, oh yeah, they actually exist, and for 11 months they don't? Suppose, but is it useful? I have a hard time saying yes. So normally there are people coming in, but I don't know where they are tonight. If that is the way, so be it. Am I by myself today, people? Okay. All right. So, moving into the area of community, I always try to relate over here, over there, even if it's another country, celebrating community and what sparks me off to my personal community. I'm in the UK, so my personal place. So even though we're talking about what's happening over there in the celebrity community world and over here, I'm still relating it to everyone's basic community, because we're all basically the same. No matter where you go, we've all got the same problems. We still want to put food in our children's mouths. We still want to make sure that our futures are more solid than they were yesterday. We all strive to be better, make the community much more efficient and friendlier and safer. We're all trying to do that, no matter what place in the world you are. They're all doing the same thing, because that's how humanity survives. So we keep going. So when I say Blapps people, you're all Blapps people. So when you come in here, you're all Blapps people. You're all celebrated. You're all understood to be as equal as the next person that comes in. No one's mind is stronger than another one's mind, or no one's better than another person in any regard. there's no more value on your life than mine. And this is the way we're supposed to be thinking. It's supposed to be a community of the world. So when I talk about Black History Month, I've already been separated out of the community. Oh, in the community, there's those people, those people, those. Yeah, we understand that. But to say, okay, we're only going to talk about their people history for 1 month. So there's 11 months later. Does that mean there's only 11 other kinds of people on the planet? So we're going to talk about Spanish month. We're going to talk about I don't know. Let's not even go into countries. Let's just talk about different people, right? Where are these different people? Black history. Who's Black history? Did we talk about Africa Black history, Jamaica Black history, America Black history, the American Blacks history, the Jamaican Blacks history? We're talking about world, anyone that's not white history, because that's a lot of people, you know. So, which histories are we talking about? And well, if they just said Humanity History Month, who would you admit? What image comes into your head straight away? Which one? White people? Are they the base of humanity? Are they the whole entire? Uh, the whole talk is about a white history now. And when I say white, who am I referring to? Swedish ones, Norwegian ones? And which white are we talking about? Okay, so I don't know what the point is of this, and there's only a couple of times where I've actually entertained it, and that's usually because we're doing a project with the academy, and it's good for children to know that especially the same color as me, the same hue as me, that we are not 3/5 of human. We're just as good as everyone else. Matter of fact, there's something you should be proud of. You know, from where we came from, the start that was taken away from us. You know, if we started off as the royalty, the kings, the first to do anything, and then this part of the history squashed all that, and then we tried to bury it, but the pyramids are too damn big, so we have to go dig up everything around the pyramids to, if we want to expand the area around the pyramids and say, okay, we're going to build up buildings around these artifacts, then we have to dig first. That's what happens first. Archaeologists have to come in and they have to, okay, wait, there might be something important there. Blah, blah, blah. And we started finding history. Oh no, it's all black. Oh dear. Okay, the deeper we go, the blacker it gets. It's like we keep digging. Oh no, we're not the first people. White archaeologists found it. Yeah, we're not the first people. But if you think about it, we didn't need to dig because it's obvious that African people were the first. No matter where you find Lucy bones, no matter what, you start, because you can't get anything else but what you are. But if you get it from African, you can get, let's talk about it like colors: white, brown, orange, Trump, yellow. We're getting very evil here. We're red. We're talking all the other colors, right, of the rainbow. You get it from black, right? Now you're saying, oh no, it's from white light. Yeah, no, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about the sunlight. We're talking about skin color. You cannot get black from white, okay? And but the facts are these: when you have 100% of every other color, the darkest, well, they all go to black. Okay, cool. So when you take away all the white wavelengths, when you change the wavelength of the light, they get all the colors from the rainbow. Fair enough. Cool, including every color of human from. So it's in our melanin. I'm not describing this very well. I'm not doing well. But what I'm saying is that every other skin color comes from black people. If you're talking about where did Asian come from, it's a black person, but with Asian genes in it. From the environment that they grew up in, slow changes over thousands and thousands of years, blah, blah, blah. And then you get a different color, a different style of human, a different, straighter hair and stuff like that. Sunlight comes in and does something to the melanin, and different foods, different stuff like that changes, just like we talk about evolution. Like when people don't understand evolution, they just think, oh, that doesn't change into that, different kinds. No such thing as kinds. Get me started on evolution, but anyway, it's very strange how people can think that when they're doing archaeology, they're going to come up with, oh, white person first did this. No, it's not going to happen. Okay, it gets darker as you get deeper, as you get crush it down. Just think of it like oil. The deeper you drill, oil. Earth's blood is black. Okay. There you go. So it's not doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that just talking about black people for a month will make us happy. We did this last year, remember? Oh yeah, the year before that and the year before that. And then for 11 months, you oppressed me, you taxed me, you didn't build schools for us black people, you didn't stop arresting us, you just kept doing everything you did, but just less in that month, or did you increase it in that month to make us, stop us getting uppity? So I don't know what happened, but it's strange, and it'd be nice for someone to talk about this, but I'm not sure what's gone on tonight. I may have made a boo-boo with the invitation, so I'm not sure, but I can't see anyone waiting. That's strange. No matter, we're moving on. Over there. Over there. Oh, whoop, going the wrong way. Here we go. That's what sparks me off. We're talking about Donald Trump. Donald Trump. If you've been under a rock somewhere and you don't know who this guy is, then you deserve a medal for not being a part of the planet's media system, or just being able to avert your eyes from every news report anywhere. But Donald Trump, ex-president, has been charged, indicted over about 91 charges, some of them federal: tax evasion, rape, insurrection, and withholding documents. Okay. And he is being indicted as, now his excuse is that no matter what he did when he was president, he's got immunity because he's the president. He's the most powerful person on the planet. And so he can't be tried for all this stuff, like the insurrection and withholding documents. That's all under presidential stuff. Okay, so therefore, as a president, he can't be indicted because he needs to be the most powerful person. If you're not the most powerful person, and you're not, you can be, as he said it in his own words, you can be indicted for stuff that you did while you were the president. Like if you were Obama and you did zone strikes in another country, once you're not the president anymore, you're voted out, your term is over, you could then be brought up on charges for them drone strikes. But it's not the same thing. And the courts today, it's the appeal court that ruled. It's going to go to the Supreme Court now. He's obviously going to try and waste time again because basically what he's trying to do is, while he's going through all these indictments, perfectly timed by the attorneys and stuff like that, he wants to run for president again. So while he's president, he can't be indicted for anything. He can't be, going through court and stuff like that. So this is someone else's parody of what he might look like in his jailhouse garms. But I think we need to get used to seeing him like this, because too many times we got the cult of Trump trying to say that he's their next Jesus, he's the new Jesus, and he cannot do any wrong, and he's been foreseen, and he's going to save us. He's going to bring us all to the light, and he is not the darkness demon, as most people think he is. He is not the Baphomet. He's not the devil. He's not, was it anti-Jesus? What is it? He's not the foretold one, the demon that's going to come and complete destruction of the humanity, and then we will ascend. Well, no, he's not. He wants to be seen like that, because then he could really not go to jail. But he's already been indicted for the rape. He had to pay out 83 million in damages to Eugene. I think it's Eugene Carroll. And he's always been seen to be fraud for his business. So he's not allowed. They're seeking 350 million in fines. It's probably going to turn out to be half a trillion, half a billion or something like that. Maybe close to a billion, something like that. Final charges, because they're finding stuff all the time. There've been a private adjudicator, ex-judge, that has been doing the reports back to the court about the Trump empire, their financial doings over in the past and present. And what they've found is that they are culpable for so much fraud that they're thinking about banning them from ever doing business in New York again, which basically is saying you can't do business again under the name Trump, because that's literally where he grew from and where his solidness foundation is. So if he hasn't got New York, he's basically done as a businessman, property business. So that's the main crux of his business, and that's where they're going to attack him. That's where they're going to find him. They're going to find his business. He can't do no business. He's going to find you into non-existence. He already owes 50 odd million for his. Did you hear what I just said? 53 million, I think it is 50 odd million for his legal bills, which he is paying for with donors' money to his presidential appeal. So his presidential campaign, and apparently that's not illegal, so he can use it for that. But like that aside, 53 million. That's some people's whole campaign money, to run as a proper candidate. To pay for ads and screen time, all kinds of stuff. They have to pay for staff, blah blah, legal this, legal that. Um, you know, they have to pay a whole heap of millions. If you're thinking about running for president, you have to get serious donors to come in to keep you afloat while you're running. And of course, these people who donated will want payback when you're actually in the job. And so this is why Trump has gone for deep pocketed billionaires who want to pay him to see him rise again. But the fact is, these people will not back a loser. And if they see that he's going through all this stuff right now, he's going through it all, and he may lose, and that he's not got immunity, because all he's saying behind the back is, don't worry about all this stuff, all this stuff you see in the news and everything. I've got immunity, so that will squash everything, and then I'll win because my backers love me because they think I'm the next Jesus, and then I'll get in and I'll sort all of you out. The first day, I'm going to be crushing all my enemies. I'm going to be a despot. I'm going to be a dictator. I'm going to, it's going to be ridiculous. It's going to be medieval when I get in on the first day. And that's it. That's all he's running with. That's all he's running with. And now he's just been crippled at the core because this appeals court says, no, you're not immune. How could you possibly think that the president would be allowed to just go on Fifth Avenue and shoot someone and you wouldn't lose a vote? How would you not go to jail for murder? You're not above the law, bro. It doesn't matter if you're the president. You can't just kill people, anyone you want. That means you could kill all your people that say something about you. You could just say, what did you say, mate? Bang. What? What do you call me? Bang. You can't. It's ridiculous to think that you could. And so his eyes have been made wide open now. And of course, he's got until Monday to ask if the Supreme Court to look at the case. And the Supreme Court only deal with serious, huge, life-changing or constitutional changes to the law. They don't just deal with the murder case over there, or that guy robbed a coffee shop. They don't deal with them things. They deal with serious. If the president was allowed to kill everyone, is there a law that says that? They go, no, let's look into this. And these 9 judges all get together and okay, we've ruled this is bullshit. You're not allowed to do it. Because it says in law, blah, blah, blah. You can't just do that. I don't care if you got me elected, Mr. Trump. I'm here to do a job. And I'm not just going to be doing it to your satisfaction. I'm doing this for the law. This is a constitution I'm protecting. I'm protecting you. Thanks for letting me in, by the way. Cheers. Great coffee in this place. Yeah, so basically he's put in 3 judges while he was president. He put in 3 or 4 judges into the Supreme Court circuit. And like I say, there's 9 of them. One of them's black, one black man, one of them's a black woman. The rest are, I'm not sure if there's a female white one. There's one, but and the rest are the okie doke, which is old white men. Yeah. I say country, why shouldn't they have but it's supposed to be democracy. It's supposed to be a swathe of the whole country. It's supposed to look like the whole country, not just where they feel they came from. Yeah, so yeah, we're what we 10-15% in America black. There's 30 million, 35 million black people out of 330 million, something like that. Yeah, around 10. So their representation of, but I don't think they did it for that. They just wanted the best to be in that position. And fair enough. They did their job, and I don't think they're going to take on this case because it's far too basic. It's obvious that the president of the United States is not above the law. I mean, we already had Nixon got in trouble and had to be saved by Ford. I think I'm getting this right. Yeah, he got get out of jail free card, for a Watergate treason, basically. And yeah, he got let off, so he was going to get indicted. And it's not as if the country has turned dumb overnight and just said, you know what, Trump, you could be right, yeah, you should take this to the court. We all think you're right. You're wrong. Wow, wow. It's a big shock. No, the appeals court was like, no, he's Citizen Trump, of course. You know what I mean? He lost the election. He's Citizen Trump. And even if he was president, and he still is president, he's not above the law. He can't just do what he wants. He could be an absolute dictator if that was the case. He could do anything. He's the most powerful person in the world. Just press the button anytime he wants, just because someone says his hair looks stupid, and nothing can be done about it. What are you on about? Take this out of my face. But they didn't write it like that. They didn't wear sarcastic. It wasn't hyperbole. It was just like, no, he's Citizen Trump, and he's not above the law. There's no law that backs up his claim, and that's basically the nicest they could be about it, and they just dismissed it, not out of hand, took it seriously enough, but just said, "Stop it, bruh. Stop it. You're being silly." Okay, now you can fine take it to the Supreme Court. Let's just back us up. They're not going to back you up, are you? What do you know about the law? You ain't got any lawyers that know anything about the law. I won't remember. You've had lawyers that knew about it, but they're all gone to jail. So back lied, perjured themselves. I think if he hired 90 people, if he hired 90 people, I'm sure it's more or less hundreds of people he hired to be, part of his cabinet when he was in doing his term. But if he hired 90 people, say he hired 90 people, 60 of them are in jail now, or been done for something. There's a huge amount of them are in jail, perjured, been arrested, blah, 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 just because they backed him. And yet this cult is still backing him. And when you talk to the cult, they do not want to hear anything you've got to say about their king, their leader. They don't want to hear anything. No matter you give them facts up the yin yang, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to see any, oh, wow, enlightening stuff. They don't want to see that. They don't want to hear it. Trump recently told the GOP, wasn't it, Grand Old Party, the Republican Party, because he's their leader, okay? And they have to stick by him. They have to, no matter if they hate him, despise him, cuss him out behind his back, to his face, whatever, they have to back him up until he absolutely loses. So afterwards, he can't say, oh, it was because of that person or that person. No, they all backed you to the hill until you died yourself on your own mountain, on this hill. Here, you died here on this I'm immune hill. That's where you died. And they backed you up. They look stupid now, but they're still in their jobs. Right? So they have to back him, no matter if they hate him or not. Because that's the Republican Party now. They just block, because Trump needs to run on that against Biden. Biden's economic record is incredible now. It's incredible. Even the people that normally were against anything he does, he saved 50 lives today. No, it wasn't him. It's because someone else did it and then he took the credit. Or no, he actually saved them physically from driving. He drove the bus away from he jumped into the bus and drove the bus, and we all saw it on camera. And he drove the bus away from the cliff, thus saving everyone's life. He did that. Yeah, but the bus probably drove itself and it wouldn't have gone over the cliff. He actually got the driver who had a heart attack out the seat, jumped it in, changed it away from going over the cliff to staying on the road, brake, and everyone was congratulating. Thank you, Mr. President, for saving us. Incredible that you were around at the time for this story. But it's they were just saying, nah. It was just one of his agents that looked like him. And everyone thought it was Biden after. No, don't film it. They don't care. So even the people that normally are against him adamantly about everything he wants to do, no matter how great it is and how good it's going to be for the people of America, are saying the economy is amazing right now. Lowest unemployment, it's down 3% or something. It's the lowest it's been ever. Right? Even Obama got massive drop in unemployment. And Trump was saying, yes, it's because of me. You know what I mean? Everyone thought I'm coming in, so they got into jobs, and that's why. What are you on about? It's this end of his second term. He's going to leave. They also knew someone was coming in. Didn't necessarily think you or Hillary was going to make a difference. But he did that. No. And he's even saying the economy is high now and people are getting jobs and people are spending more and the economy is succeeding now because they think he's going to get in. So he's trying to take credit for that as well. Even though it's got nothing to do. You spent all year in court. You've done nothing but block everything. And even when there was a bipartisan agreement to sort out the war that you screwed up, when you were, he's now got bipartisan agreement. They both agree what to do about immigration. They're going to sort out the border wall. They're only going to let illegal ones, and they're stringent on that and blah, blah, blah. They both agree. You're blocking it because it's going to make Biden look good for the election. So you just told the GOP to block it in Congress, block the bill in Congress that would actually get something done rather than just talking about it and never letting it happen. They've asked for this for years. Get something done about immigration. All right, here we go. Yeah, this looks good. This is good. What did you say, Trump? Huh? You don't want it? Okay. Yeah, we hate this bill. This bill is absolute rubbish. It's big trash. This is not what we have talked about at all for the last 4 years. We never talk about this at all. We chat rubbish. This crap. Absolute rubbish. And it's so blatant and so clear that he is the absolute worst president there's ever been. I can't believe that a few decades I've been on this planet in this this history of this country. There's been 47, 46 presidents, 4 years each, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. 46 presidents over 200 and odd years, 250 years, something like that. And I have seen in my lifetime the very best president we've ever had in Obama. Okay, in terms of what changed while he was there for the better, and the very worst. What he tried to do was destroy democracy, destroy law, everything that the presidency is supposed to, supposed to represent. Trump has tried to destroy, he's tried to bring down, just because it will save his ass if he makes it happen. That's all he's done it for. He hasn't done it for his children. He hasn't done it for your children. He hasn't done it for his wife. He hasn't done it for your family. He hasn't done it for this country. He's done it because it will save Donald Trump's ass. That's all he's done anything for. Who are you? Kim Jong-un. Okay, so what would make me look good with Kim Jong-un? What? If we stop him from making a nuclear weapon? Okay, how does this affect me though? How much will you give me if you let me? If you don't do anything about me getting me? Wow, he's going to give me a lot of money, so screw you. And he goes with it. Russia, what are you going to do? You don't like Russia. Russia, what will you do for me? You'll help me win an election. So he's going to make me win an election. What am I supposed to do? My hands are tied. Hands are tied. What can I do? Russia, I'm with you. And that's literally. I'm not far wrong on this, but I'm not. This is Trump all over, man, and it's just ridiculous how his people can still back him up and not see the plain truth. I know I've got so much family and friends that do not see this. They're Trumpites. They it doesn't matter what he says. The sun's not coming up tomorrow. Okay, we'll go to sleep. There's no point getting up because Trump says the sun's not coming up tomorrow. Oh, he came up. Okay. Well, Trump was talking about and it's an analogy. It was a hyper. It was yeah. He was talking about a story. That's what it wasn't talking about the actual sun. Obviously not. He, well, I know, but we did. He was not wrong. The sun didn't come up. If you see it from our point of view, where the sun is his son, he was talking about his son, his actual son didn't get out of bed. We thought he was talking about he's talking about his son. Bollocks. Okay, so it doesn't matter what he says, what he's done in the past. He's the best religious. What? Trump is your religious leader. He's the one that you think's going to save you. What? Just because he's for pro life or no? He said he's pro choice, and he says everything about him is a damn lie. He what? How many lies? What? How can someone what? Wait a minute. If you're talking about he's done 100,000 lies in 1 year, how is that? In what in the 4 years? 100,000 lies. Can even someone? If you think about it, you have to lie 10,000 times. You've lied 10,000 times in your life. Your life, and you're like in your 40s or something. 10,000 times. Divide that. So that's 2,000 lies per year. That's 365 days into 2,000. So that's 600 times a month. It's just ridiculous. You'd be lying 50 times a day. 50 times a day lying to people. That's not up, that's down. It's not left, that's right. 2 and 2 does equal 7. Yeah, just every minute of the day you're lying, lie. To keep up with Trump's record, you have to have lied every single time you opened your mouth to talk to someone. And that's his record. But yet you go to people that are in the Trump circle, the Trump cult, the Trump, he's my messiah. And they'll say he's never lied in his life. In his life. And adamant. It's incredible. I don't know where they get the energy to back him up. But I tell you what it is. I mean, America is by far the most racist country to have ever. I mean, just what they're doing now with Israel. and Trump backed Israel. Trump was talking about, oh, we're going to put Jerusalem in. You know what I mean? We're going to move Jerusalem. We're going to have our consulate, rather place in, and we're going to move Jerusalem to, you know. So he's always backed up a country that has always been racist. Israel's now an apartheid. Well, it's not now an apartheid. It's always been an apartheid country. They're only about Jewish people. They're not the original Israelites. They're not the original Jews. Like if you're going to talk about the Bible that they love carrying around, the Torah, which is part of the Old Testament of the complete Bible now, the Biblioch, 66 books, blah blah blah. This is part of that. Then it's not those people that you see with the hats and the lock on each side. They're not the original Israelite. But when you go to Israel now, as a black man, even as a Jewish Israelite, black man from Ethiopia, going to Israel to live now. Oh, this is the promised land. Okay, in my book that you stole, it said that Israel is our promised land. So Israel used to be the continent of Africa, but now it's that little piece of land over there that you stole. Fine, I'm coming over there but I'm not allowed in. Oh, okay. Why? Because you have to sign a paper to say that you're not allowed to own that land, you're not allowed to do this, you're not allowed to do that. Before we can allow you in, we're just trying to protect the place. From who? From what? You. What you might do if you find out you were first. It's incredible how they've got the complete backing of America and the UK. But is it incredible? They've got the complete backing of America and the UK, the two most racist places on the planet. Is it amazing? No. And it's just like all the bank has ever done, any bank that you've been with, how easy was it as a black person to get a loan? Any bank. Right. How easy was it? No. Was it easier for that geezer over there that just came out of a bin and walked into the bank and accidentally tripped over a person that was selling loans? They got a loan. Oh, good evening, sir. How you doing? Much better looking than that black person in the suit over there. What can I do for you, sir? I'll give you a loan, an overdraft, and everything you want as soon as you ask for it. Black person, sit over there, please. We'll get to you one day, one Wednesday in the weekend. We'll get to you. But Mr. Hovel person, yes, we'll give you a loan. We'll buy you a house. We'll get you start a business for you. And that's the way it's been for every single bank. Who are the banks owned by? If there's 100 banks in the world, the Jewish people own 90 of them, 95 of them, I think, you know. And the people that have been against what they're about, they've all been assassinated, murdered, killed, oppressed to oblivion, bombed to oblivion, and backed up by the UN, which was run by the banks, big corporations. The UN protects everything big corporations want protected. And if you go after, I'm Britain, you go after my stuff, my big bro over there will help me defend against you trying to take my stuff. And that's what the UN is. It's backing up each other against other people trying to steal the stuff that you stole or oppress the oblivion out of another country to get hold of. So it's not amazing, but amazing that other people don't know the same things I know. And if I'm wrong completely, why do I feel like this? Why am I talking like this? If the guy's so unbelievably brilliant, and I'm one of the people that think the opposite way, millions of things, why do I feel like this? So it's not like I've woken up and just decided this. I'm just taking him for what he's about. This is exactly what Trump is about. There's no other way to say it, but if I was a religious person, which I am definitely not, I do things religiously, but because I love them. But you can't call me a religious person. I have no interest in it. I just interested why you're interested in it. But that's another thing. But if I was a religious person, I would say that guy is a demon. He's a devil. I'll be saying all this satanic. He's the Satan. He represents these. Fire comes out his backside when he farts. Every damn thing. I'll be saying everything about that guy like he's an absolute demon. He's the antithesis of anything good. But of course, these people back him to the hilt because they're hypnotized. What is it? What is it I'm not seeing that you see? How is it you're capable of backing this person? I'm incapable of doing it. Where does this power come from? Where does this new superpower come from? That I can't have the superpower. I can't back up Trump, but you can. What did I miss? Did I miss something at work? What happened? Did I miss the memo? This guy's awesome, and I missed the memo that shows it. Where's the evidence to just show me the evidence? I'm waiting. I've waited all night. Show me the evidence he's an awesome person, and I'm completely. But that's it. Trump is on his way out. He's going to be a prisoner, and at least all I can hope for is I live to see it. No, all I can hope for is that if he does stay out of jail, that he well, he's not going to become president. Right? Let's just do that. That's not happening. Right? All I can hope for is that since the judicial system seems to be all these people guilty of sedition, insurrection, blah blah, are going to jail for 20 this year, and that was at least he gets the decade in jail, even if it's probation. He's a total criminal. I just want him recognized as a criminal, just to see one of his Trump voters say, "I used to love him. I went to every donation fund, every fundraising event. I went to all the kind of backing up. I went to all that. I voted for him. I wanted to, but I didn't believe the January 6th of them. But now, since he's a villain, and I'm not about that, Trump is a villain. He's evil. I will never vote for him again. I don't want my children growing up to look like him. That would make me happy. That would satisfy it. As far as I'm concerned, that the whole cult gets torn down just because they go by their, no, a criminal shouldn't be in charge of America. A complete career criminal should not be in charge of the most powerful nation on the planet, as they say. They say they're the most powerful. They've got enough military to say they're kind of strong in a fight, but most powerful? No. I mean, really. I mean, if all 18 million people on the planet can control the whole of America, and not a lot of them are complete, control of the banks. There's only like, let's say 5 people are controlling the fate of America and Britain. They want to put us through conscription to go into a war against Russia. The UN. Who the UN run by? Exactly. These people are pushing us by proxy to fight a war. Our children don't give a flying. It's not going to. It's tiring. It's tiring. Just to say, what's the point? Who are you fighting? Why are you fighting there? This is no interest to me and my children. Uh, in my plans, I've got no interest in Russia and blah blah blah. What you say? We got gas over there. Well, we got. So what? Can't we deal with another country that's got it? Why do we have to fight against these people? Why are you so scared? What the fuck? I mean, everything that these people are fighting for, it's only because a couple of rich people, elite, want to be seen as what they say they are, the elite. of the planet, and this whole planet is mine, is in our 5 people control. It's ridiculous. And it stems from religion. And okay, I went there. It stems from religion. And who wants to be the last religion on the planet? You know, your made up story. I mean, I tell religious people, okay, you got a book. I read Spider-Man, Batman. I got more knowledge from Batman from reading Dark Knight, Killing Joke, Batman at Last. So this kind of um, rhetoric that goes on about this book is insane. They talk about this book like it was actually given by a god, but this god thinks that the planet was flat when he created it. What? What? Why do we know about mobile phones when Jesus was on the planet? I mean, your God knows everything that's going to happen, right? He knows every hair on your head. And so he predestined what's going to happen in 5,000. I can't wait for you to see what's going to happen in 5,000 years, what I've got planned. Wow. We'll be teleporting with our brains. We'll just think where we want to be and we'll teleport. That's coming. What do you mean? I'm just trying to get my sheep to another part of the country. What are you talking about? I'm dealing with sheep. You're dealing with what? Being another planet. What's this? What, am I on a planet now? Am I on a? Yeah, you're on a planet. What's it called? Earth. Okay. It's flat, right? Yeah, it's flat, flat. But later on, you're going to find it's around. It's spherical, like a ball. A ball. But every time I walk, it's flat. So I'm not falling over. I'm not rolling anywhere. Yeah, but you're spinning through the galaxy right now. You don't know. What? What spinning? That shiny yellow thing up there is spinning around us. We're the center of existence here. Yeah, you are. You carry on. Don't worry about it. I'll get to another people. In a few thousand years, some people who understand what I'm chatting about, they can more deal with my level. Right now, you're a bit of an idiot. You're number 8. So you know what a number 8 is. Then I'll have a private discussion with you what a number 8 is. Basically, sheeple, basically, who will just take in anything you say because science is the evil. Science is deadly. All right, moving on. Enough of Trump and his evilness. Celebrity community. Celebrity community time. We talk about the King of England. Here we go. And we're back to this. And we're going to talk about that. Celebrity community. Well, all right. We talked about Trump. Who got next? The King. Now, my mate sent me this. I found it hilarious. The King of England, King Charles III, waited 70 years to get into the job, and now he's calling in sick. He's been found to be diagnosed with cancer. Right now, at this point, we're on the 7th of February. We don't know which type of cancer it is. More likely going to be prostate cancer, isn't it? So, which is fine. It's kind of shocking that we're only finding out now that he's got cancer. I mean, this guy must be the most scanned, the most prodded, the most, you know what I mean? Because they made the Queen last nearly 100 years. And she's got the best of food, the best of this, the best of doctors, the best of that. And she lasted 100 years. This guy, 2 minutes in the job, and already finding stuff wrong with him. And he's under the same thing as his mum for years. You know, he's going to be the next person. You know, when mum dies, he's got the job. So we have to take care of all the lineage. We have to take care, make sure everyone's healthy. You have to have regular checks, regular this, regular that. And we've only just 2 minutes into the job found out he's got cancer. Now, I find that quite incredible myself. I mean, it's not like the whole royal family is a picture of health, and we should all be looking up to them to find out how to live into the 100 years. If we're going to do that, we should be looking to the Japanese, because they regularly live into their 90s like it's nothing. You know, their people regularly get to the octogenarian. It's easy get to 80 years, easy living to 100, easy being healthy and doing splits at 95. You know, just running on the, just eating the best of food and feeling the best life. This person has never had a harsh day in his life, even when he was in army. Right, he's always kept away from stuff that could actually do him something. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, yes, it looks quite rough, doesn't it? Oh, there's a bomb gone off over there. It's all, you know, they've never had, their harsh life is like the gammon's overcooked. You know, it's it just boggles the mind how these people can even get sick. You know, it just makes sense to me. It's incredible. These people, the most, when you talk about elite people, right? Who would you call elite people? Even if you hate the word elite, even people that are trying to treat themselves as elite or say they are above a certain level, you know, they're just the higher echelons of community and stuff like that. Who are the elite? People with the most money, people with the most choices, people with the most to gain from anything. Okay, let's call them that. It's one family. They're the most gangster family on the planet. They've been everything you can possibly concern with making money, they're in it. Anything you can possibly concern with death, their family are in it. Anything you could possibly concern with life, their family are in it. So now let's talk about it. If you're concerned with everything death, you know what can kill the human body. And your doctors are doing, making sure that none of that ever comes your way. If you understand what makes the human body live long, your doctors are doing something about making sure you've got all that stuff. If you're concerned with what makes money around the planet, your family is concerned because you're at the elite. You've got all the choices. You've got all the money to do anything you want. You want to buy a country that's making $1 billion a day? Yeah, you buy the country, not because you've got the money to do it. You're elite. You're a royal family. You own that country because you stole it back in the day when you had ships. How do you discover a country when there's people on it? There's people living there already. But because you were stronger and you had a gun and they had a spear, you know, you now own it and it's yours. And so all the resources for perpetuity, forever and more goes to your country. Why? Why? Give back the damn gems you stole for your hat. What are you doing with them? Why are you still got them? We all know where you stole them from. You didn't buy Jack. You know what I mean? You stole all that. Just give them back all these artifacts that you took out of Africa, all amazing possessions of the planet, blah, blah. No, they're possessions of the country you stole them from. What are you doing with them? But you're elite, yeah? And you bought it, yeah? So now you own it perpetually forevermore. I mean, oh, you're going to lend us our stuff back. Wow. Wow. You're going to lend us our stuff so you can show it to your people. This is what the colonizers stole from us. They're lending it us so we could show you what we used to own before they stole it. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? 400 carats, yeah. Yeah, we could wipe out poverty in our country with just this diamond. Oh, yeah, it's incredible, isn't it? Yeah, we got to give back. I've only got it for a few days. Amazing. The elite, how can they get sick? Anytime one of them dies, right? We're like, died of what? They're not dead. Michael Jackson's dead. Shut up. You know, I mean, he's probably in a bunker somewhere, living with all these people that, you know, they can't live past 120 because everyone else is dying at 80. So they're going to live to 200 odd years old. They have to be in a bunker somewhere with other people who have found the cure for death. And they're all living in a massive bunker, which is the size of an island. And they're all chilling there, doing whatever they want to do, keep producing stuff. Like Michael Jackson is still producing music and then putting it out into the real world. And so he's still making them money. What does he need money for anymore if he's in a bunker where they can get everything they want ever? Because the family that are still existing in the real world can use that money. Well, so what I'm getting at is that King Charles has got cancer. It just doesn't make any damn sense. Therefore, the cure for cancer must be available to them, but they can't tell you they got the cure for cancer. So they've got to die of something so they could go to the bunker. Now, if I'm going to say this is a conspiracy theory, sounds like a damn good one. Yeah, it sounds like a pretty plausible one. Sounds like it's real. Okay, forget flat Earth, forget we didn't put people on the moon, blah, but you know, whatever. King Charles, Michael Jackson dead, everybody dead, Bruce Lee dead. Shut up. These people are fittest people. Come on. Most money, fittest, cleverest people dead. How? 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 But obviously they're on this planet and they did such amazing stuff, but they didn't have the cure for death. They didn't have the cure for cancer. They found the cure for AIDS pretty quick. They found the cure for COVID pretty quick. Well, there's no cure for COVID. Shut up. They created it in a laboratory, so obviously they've got the cure. Obviously they've got the cure. So diabetes, how long? How long has diabetes been around? It's made so much money for these people. Cancer has made so much money for these people. All these illnesses, they've obviously got the cure for, have made trillions. Let's be real. Right now, okay, the mathematics of a million, billion, and trillion. There we go. £1,000,000. If I give you £1,000 a day for 6 months, you have a million. 6 months, you have a million. £1,000 a day. If I give you 100 grand a day for 300 years, you have a billion. Did you hear me? £100,000 per day for 500 years. You have a billion. I don't think you heard me properly. Okay, cool. Trillion. If I gave you 100 grand when Jesus was walking around chatting to 5,000 people, 100 grand a day since then, 100,000 as it's worth today, back when Jesus was alive, you know, first century, okay, you wouldn't be a trillionaire yet. 2,000 years, 100 grand a day, you would not be a trillionaire yet. Okay, and there's people out there today that are actual trillionaires. They're not on the Forbes list with your Jeff Bezos and your Elon Musk, who just found out what a billionaire is. Nah, them people are nothing to the people that are trillionaires. Talking about Rothschilds and Rockefellers and Saudi Arabian princes and all that kind of stuff. They're few people in their family, let's say 20 people in the family, 10 people in the family, the whole family is worth a trillion. There's trillion-dollar companies out there that exist today. Trillion-dollar companies that make a.r.m.s and Amazon and McDonald's and Disney and trillion-dollar companies. Now, if just a couple of these countries got together and spent 10% of what they make, cure everything. They can't find out what cures cancer. Come on, man. Just think about it. How much money have we raised in donations since we found out cancer? And we could raise money to find out how to beat cancer. When did you first hear that? I was a child when I first heard that. 40 years. And we can only find, if there's 100 different types of cancer, we know about 40 of them. We know how to cure 40 of them. We know how to deal with it. We know how to attack it. We know how to stop it. We know how to stabilize it. We know how to cut it out of the body. But King Charles got cancer and we all go, oh. I'm like, yeah, he's got a cure for cancer. He's got the cure for cancer in his back pocket. Why are we afraid for him? We're not going to get the cure. We're never going to get it. We're never going to find out in our lifetime anyone that could pop a pill and cure cancer in 10 minutes. I watch Star Trek a lot. I am a serious fan of Star Trek, and there was a film, The Voyage Home, and they had to go back in time to save the whale, basically bring whales back into the future because the whales were going to destroy the planet. They are space creatures that came to the planet millions of years ago, and they're now living on the planet. And because it's sort of a crazy story. But anyway, they had to figure out a way they could whip around the sun and go back in time. And this came after the voyage of Spock. So Spock is a bit cloudy on, he's just on fire. He's had to grow in age, like about 3 decades in 20 minutes. And so he's growing, and they finally got into the point where he's got his brain going again, and then he's decided to go back on a ship and join them. And so they've gone back into the 80s America to find two humpback. I think it's two humpback whales. Okay, to bring back in the ship, the Klingon ship that they stole. It's a long damn story. It's a crazy story, but it's one of the funniest Star Treks ever, right? It's hilarious because these people are from the future, which in Star Trek lore is about 2,150 years. So it was 1980 something when the film came out, and they had said the Federation would be enforced and would be teleporting and traveling at light speed and going through different parts of the galaxy by the year 2150. So this is about 100 years before the next generation. And so DeForest Kelley, who plays Bones, Dr. McCoy, one of their people got injured on a Navy ship, and they had to go to the local hospital to find him before they found out who he was, before they could do some stupid surgery on him. And he said, we can't leave it in the hands of the 20th century medicine. We've got to save him. We've got to get him back to the ship so we can use our sophisticated technology. And they went back in time, they went to this hospital, and they're walking through the hospital trying to find him. And he meets this old woman in a chair who says, oh, I'm in so much pain, blah, blah, blah. And the natural empathy of the doctor comes out in him and says, "What's your problem?" to her, and you go, "Oh, I'm doing kidney dialysis. I'm waiting to be seen." You go, "Kidney dialysis? What the hell is this? The Dark Ages?" It takes out 2 tablets and gives to her out of his bag. 2 tablets. He goes, "Take these and see me in the morning," right? And taps on the cheek. You go, "Oh, thank you." And he goes off and tries to find Chekhov, who's injured, and finally they're coming back out and they're trying to kidnap him, basically steal him from the hospital because they want to look like they're space travelers. They have to go in there incognito and get him out, and they're stealing a patient, so they have to be very careful. So they got him on the thing, and they're pushing him back through it, and they meet the woman that, you know, half an hour ago was given the tablets by McCoy, and the doctors are all looking at her readings and everything, going, "I can't believe it. She's totally cured. The doctor cured me. The doctor cured me." Kidney. And so you've got to understand, we're now in the 21st century, right? And we've got so much technology. It's ridiculous technology. We're cloning. We've got the Large Hadron Collider. We've got James Webb Telescope. We've got we can make diseases, we can make cures for those diseases. We're highly sophisticated nanoculture. We're at the point where we're talking about AI now, and we're talking, you know, proper AI, not the chat GPT. It's not AI. We're talking about data is not even AI. Data, you know, the Android in 300 years from now is not AI. So imagine what AI actually is. All right. So it's nothing, not even close. Right. So, I mean, data is the closest. I think data is the closest. I mean, they tried to show it in iRobot, that the robots are AI, advanced intelligence, but they're not. They're just learning machines like a computer can learn. Don't make it AI. It's not. A human is AI. You know, in vast intelligence. We could create, we can dream, we can do all this kind of stuff. So data can't dream. Data learned how to dream. Data had this, you know, input that he enabled him to dream. You know what I'm saying? He's a machine that learned how to dream, right? Was given the information on how to do it, and it learned it from that information and learned how to dream. But it wasn't consciously able to just dream. You see what I'm saying? Like a normal human. So we are the AI. Have we made an AI yet? Have we made another human from scratch? No. So there's no AI. Come on now. Think about it. All right. So now, anyway, then in the 21st century, we've got all these magnificent machines and equipment and technology. We're dealing with nanotechnology now. We're dealing with supercomputing. We're dealing with all kinds of stuff we never thought we'd be able to do. We're actually talking about teleportation. We're talking about all those things we saw in Star Trek that we wouldn't have for 300 years. We're talking about, we've got a basis of them today in 2024. We've got a basis for them today. Right? But we ain't got a cure for cancer. Really? Really? This is what I'm saying to you. It doesn't make any damn sense that we're all getting hyper excited about the king having cancer. That makes sense. All we know now is that the health system is a bag of bollocks. As we know it, us pole folk know it. It's a bag of bollocks. To them, it's just, okay, we'll have to step out the limelight. I'm going to regress from my duties. So you see less and less and less and less of me. And then I'm going to go to the bunker where my mum is, where Elvis is. Remember this film? Death becomes me. Death becomes her. Death becomes me. Brilliant comedy. Awesome comedy. and these people found the elixir of life, and they just live on. So they had to get out of human gaze, vision. The optics can't be seen. And she was born in 1907. How come she looks no and not a day over 90, over 25, and she's 99? How is that possible? So they can't stay in society because they got this elixir. But the thing is, if they get hit, they get damaged. It never gets better. It stays as it is, damaged. So they have to fix it with sticks and stuff like that, and smooth over with makeup and stuff like that. So they, as long as they don't get damaged, they'll look perfect. When they took the elixir, that's the day their body stops aging. Okay, so it's a huge comedy, brilliant. And they go to this math once they get into the cult and find out the elixir and blah blah blah. Goldie Hawn, I think it's Goldie Hawn. Can't remember. But yeah, they get into this club, basically this death club that the elite of society have to move out of society, and they meet up with all the people. There's Elvis over there. Wow, there's Gideon. There's all these people that you thought were dead. They're all just got enough money to take this elixir and get to this club to stay alive, where they all stay now. They're out of society's gaze. This is all where the king's going. So they're just hurrying up to get out of existence while they're old and they got their money and their notoriety. Yeah, I did. My mum told me that as long as she's alive, I'm not going to be king because of what I did to. Okay, I'm not going to say. And I always promised Camilla she would be queen beside me. So now I've made it. I can now just like moonwalk out of society. Peace. I made it. I've got my name on the coins. I've got my name on the paperwork, the money. I have done everything I said I was going to do. My mum was wrong. I managed to outlive the fact that I'd never be king. I've done it. I've made it. And now I've got this illness. I'm going to take the cure, but I can't tell everyone by being cured just because I'm the king that there's a cure for cancer out there, because then all you minions will want it on the NHS, and then big pharma, they'll have to give up all their bullshit about there's no cure for cancer. We should have to be scared for the rest of eternity. The big C is what kills all humans. It's our fate. We're not built for this. God created us to die. Yeah, blah blah blah. It's. I have to ask you, what do you believe? I mean, I like calling this a conspiracy and controversy show, but I always say this too shall pass whenever I hear some crap, and I have to say to myself, what's it passing on to? Okay, if there was a cure for cancer, what would the rich folk who have the cure for cancer and the ability to pay for it, because it costs 40 million to get the cure for cancer, they'd have to become super friggin' rich, and they'd have to give up everything that they've got now and give it to their family to enjoy while they're alive until we meet them in the bunker that no one knows about. It's in the South Pole where we're not allowed to go. All right, so it's deep underground in the South Pole. When you go underground in the South Pole, everyone thinks there's snow and ice there, and it's really bad weather, so you can't really visit it much. But once you go there and you go to the elite place, the elite club, you'll go down 200 miles into the ground. And then there's this massive Shangri-La that has got another ecosystem underneath, and you meet all the aliens. that have been on the earth for 150 years and 200 years and a million years. You meet all the aliens, and you understand why no one ever comes back from death, because there's far too much coolness going on there. You get all your answers you ever want. One proviso: you can never go back. You have to be dead to society. And so they just move all their ass out of it. Oh, well, there's another one. There's another film. I'm obsessed with films. So I love films. 2012. All the rich people knew that the world was like 10 years before the world was actually was blowing up and falling apart. And everyone raced to get to Africa, massive mile-long boats. That only the elite could afford to get on there. What was the price? £1 million a ticket or something like that to get on this boat. And then you will get on a boat and it goes to Africa, which was the highest place above the floodwater. And, all the rest of the country would be flooded and earthquake everywhere. And this family had a driver or a chauffeur, and they had to get their kids to this boat. They only found it out when he was picking them up from school. So he found out while the kids were in his car that they were sent an alert on their phone, or whoever was found alert on their phone, alerting all rich and elite people around the place. It's time. It's time. We knew this was going to happen. We told you it's going to happen. That's why you got to watch, and that's why we're alarming you. So get to the place. And so he had to drive for all this crazy, drive off. The place is earthquake, so the road is splitting up. So you have to jump to get to the other side, like 10 feet or 50 feet or whatever. He jumps it in a long limo. And just a crazy film, a massively crazy film, just to get to this boat. And this boat gets to Africa. There's like 6 of these boats, and they're all in. They have to fly to get to the place where they disembark from, and they have to fly into this mountain, which is ready for a huge mountain that they've dug out all this massive airport for the rich of, and all the airports, all the planes land in them, and then they get into the boats, and the boats go in the water because that's the only safe place to be while the earth is falling apart. So, and the whole story is about saving them to get onto this ark to go to Nirvana, wherever the hell that is. And it seems to be in Africa, the center of Africa. It's the highest place at the time. And that's what the film's about. And you see on these boats is all the elite people you thought were dead again. Now, I always, and you've thought it as well, that Hollywood likes to talks to the scientists at these parties, and they talk to the generals of all about the science and technology that the army is using to destroy us, and that's what they get their ideas for their films from. So obviously they met, you do know you got to be on the boat by 2032, right? You know you got to be on the boat. Yeah, you're a director, you should have enough money to get a ticket. Blah blah blah. And the director's like, oh right. Great, got a new movie coming out. And they warn us with these films. They're warning us. This is what they're thinking of doing. This is what's happening behind your back. You don't know, but we're giving you little glimpses. Horrifying, yes, but that's what we make loads of money from, so I can buy my ticket to get on this boat. I'm just a crazy guy who has nothing to do during the day. I don't know what. So anyway, they get on the boat and they're saved. And it's like a lot of other films where end of the world, you see all the elite have saved themselves. You know what I'm saying? There's always an elite boat. There's always an elite craft. There's always an elite place to go. The people. Oh, what is that other film now? Oh my gosh, there's so many films coming to mind. Science fiction one. This one is well, they're all science fiction, but this one was they leave the planet in spacecraft and land on another planet. They're in cryo sleep, and they're traveling for 100 years, 150 years or something. and they land on another planet, and then the planet is so flourishing with extraterrestrial life of the strangest you have, just in your imagination, that the planet just reacts to them like their new amoeba. That's and like anything else, a parasite is attacked, by the living organism, which is the planet. And so they kill off the humans in like 5 minutes of them landing there. And these are all the elite that can afford it. Yes, we escaped, we lived. Yes, it worked. The plan worked. Oh shit. So, come on, someone has to tell what this. Oh, come on, that's doing my head in now. But you've seen these films, and the thing is, when people say this elite person is dying dead, this people died today, like Carl Weathers recently. Carl Weathers died. Famous for playing Apollo Creed in Rocky films, Rocky franchise. What the hell? What was that? The microphone just makes a strange noise. Um, yeah, he died. And when you see people putting up pictures of him when he was playing Rocky, just pictures of his body, it's amazing physique, just peak physical health. And you see Rocky, um, who was played by Sylvester Stallone, still alive. He was fighting Apollo Creed, and they both look amazing. Sylvester Stallone always kept his body in peak condition. He's 70 odd years old now, and he still looks like he's 45, 50, 55. He could get away with being 60, 50. He's a specimen at 70 odd years old, still doing action movies, blah, blah, blah. And he's always in the gym. He's always running. He's always training. When he was doing the Rocky films, they both were hitting each other properly. Wanted to make it look as realistic as possible. Dolph Lundgren, again, another person still doing. He's 70. He's 70. You've got to be past 70 now, Dolph Lundgren. 65, 70, and he's still got the body of a 50-year-old, 40-year-old. You know what I mean? It's like these people are amazing. So when Carl Weathers died recently, I'm like, of what? You know what? I still don't know what he's died of. But even now, I'm just like looking at the pictures, like, how did that body break down? What killed this body? This guy's body is incredible. You know what I mean? Just ripped. You know what I mean? You see the pictures, man. You know, I ain't tripping. it's, and just like these people know that they're Hollywood A-list people, and they know everything that's going on. In the back there, that secret. They meet at the parties and watch that guy. They've got an island. They've got this bunker. Who's Facebook geek Zucker? He's building a $1 billion bunker. Why? Why? I'm a prepper. I ain't got 50p to rub together, but you know what? I would love to have a bunker. I'm preparing still to get out of this. You know what I mean? If I need to, I could do a thing. I could do something. Right? And I'm a poor man. If I was a billionaire, I would have had my bunker built 20 years ago. Easy. Facebook started in 2007. He was a millionaire overnight. He was a billionaire within 5 years, 5, 6 years. I don't know. He would have built his bunker if he's got the same attitude 15 years later that he had 15 years before, when he first became a billionaire. He would have built this bunker a long time ago. But I don't know why he's just started building a bunker now. What? How is it we only get a report of the bunker being built now? I'm thinking to myself, no. If he become a billionaire, he's still got the same attitude, same worries that he had 15 years ago. Why didn't he build a bunker now? Why aren't you expanding on the old bunker? Why have people got bunkers? Think about that. Why have the rich people got bunkers? Why are they, I mean, back in times of war, we had to go down the railway. We'd have had a bunker, a makeshift bunker in our back garden, you know, during World War II, blah, blah, bomb it over, get into the bunker, which is like a shelter, you know, give, you know, from building stuff falling on top of you, you know, it's strong enough to deal with a wall falling on top of you, kind of. It wasn't going to save you from no bombs, but, you know, you go into a railway, into the tunnels, and you go into, you know, that's a strong place to go. So we used to have to stick out the bombing in an air raid shelter. And you still walk through sometimes and see the air raid. Now it's part of the early warning system now. The old system for during the war is part of the early warning system now of a nuclear attack, which would make no sense to go underground if there's a nuclear attack. And Russia could wipe out England in 30 minutes. 30 minutes, wipe out the whole of UK. 30 minutes. Top to bottom, everything gone off the planet. 30 minutes, no problem. Russia could do it. So what's the point of it? Now, the only thing that would make sense is that you got a bunker, which is like 200 feet under the ground. That could sustain you for years. You and your family for years, like 200 people for years. Just like makes its own water, filtration systems, you know, air, makes oxygen, makes nitrogen, makes whatever. Whatever you need is there for years and years and years and years. Generations can stay there until it's safe to come back out. They know something we don't know. So when the king says that and he starts moonwalking, oh, I'm going for my duties. I'm because I'm absolutely sick. You know, I need to take the pill that I'm paying 100 million for, and when I die, I'll be just moving into the bunker. That's what I think, anyway. Enough. Enough of this talk. It's time to move on to what sparks me off. Okay, since I've obviously made a boo boo when it comes to the invites for this show, that I'm by myself today. I've obviously messed up something. I've done a gaffe, and you know, no one's come in. It's usually about 5, 6 people in there just chatting to me, but I don't know what's going. I'll find out afterwards. But it's all good. I'm having fun. This is good. Okay. Last thing, what sparks me off? Oops. Got to press the button. Okay, here we go. Let's get the me. There we go. That's me, looking mighty vexed. What sparks me off? What I want to talk about today is the people that you know the truth about a subject, but no matter what, because it will highlight that they're a hypocrite, they don't want to let on that they absolutely know the truth and will never visually show it. They'll never visually cop to it. They'll never actually publicly cop to it and say, yeah, I know that's a pile of bullshit, but you know what? I need to sort this out and keep myself safe. And so that's why I'm doing it. You utter coward. You utter coward. It's not, I'm not busting on you because you're a coward, but it's like, if you're a hypocrite about Like you got a TV show. you got, I'm just riffing right now. If you got a TV show about yogurt, you hate yogurt, right? And you every week you kill rock on yogurt. Different ways you can hate it, why you hate yogurt, blah, blah. Every week you talk about yogurt, and you got millions of people tuning into the show because they also got a problem with yogurt. And then, but in the private, you know that yogurt will cure cancer and cure all ailments and make you live 40 years longer than if you didn't eat yogurt. But if you eat yogurt in public, you're going to look like a moron, right? People are going to ask you, why are you eating yogurt? What's your problem? And you know that you know why you're not eating yogurt, why you're eating yogurt, but you say, I don't eat yogurt. That's crazy talk. I've got a whole show about this stuff. I talk about it every week. I go on there and tell about why you shouldn't ever eat yogurt, but you are in private loving yogurt. You've got supply yogurt for 20, 40 years, and you've got 100 different types of yogurt, and all you do is store yogurt to eat by yourself privately, and you and your family know. You know what I'm saying? But like, you go. So now, if you can take that analogy and understand what I'm saying, it's those people that are the biggest hypocrites. They're literally con men. Now, what sparks me off today is hypocrites, con men. We talked about Trump earlier, but I'm not even going to say Trump is a con man, right? I'm not even. Wow, you're not going to say Trump is a con man? No, I'm not going to say Trump is a con. That's not the kind of hypocrite I'm talking about, because he's blatant. He's blatant about what he thinks he is. He actually thinks he's the most important thing on the planet, right? That's just Donald Trump, right? But and so everything he does is about him, for him, and he knows that you know it. So I wouldn't say he's a hypocrite. I wouldn't say he's a hypocrite, right? When he says people, you're trying to ruin the economy, when in actual fact he's desperately trying to ruin the economy because it'll make him look better to win an election. That's being a hypocrite. Yeah, fine. But yeah, I'm not saying Trump is not a hypocrite. It's all hypocrite. But what I'm saying is like, this is not the hypocrite I'm talking about right now. That sparks me on. I talk about them people that are walking the street and have no reason other than just optics and personal shame. Walking the street and telling and showing people a facade. When I mean, this would be easy to say gay people. It would be easy to say abusers. It would be easy to say, you know, uh, racists. It'd be easy. But I'm not even talking about them. I'm not even talking about them. I'm just talking about silly things. Like I said, yogurt. Stupid thing like yogurt. Eat yogurt if you want to eat yogurt, bruh. But because one day someone says, do you eat yogurt? And you're just like, nah, I don't like yogurt. And I said, actually, yogurt is good for your health and blah, blah, blah. Nah, I hate yogurt, man. Fuck yogurt. Fuck your yogurt. I don't like yogurt. Keep yogurt away from me. I told you I don't like it. Yeah, but yogurt is good for, it's been known, it's proven to blah, blah. And so from that day, everyone at that point that heard you say you don't like yogurt, just because you didn't like the taste of one yogurt in your life and you thought, I'm not eating yogurt again. And someone came up to you and tried to get you to eat yogurt because they knew that if they got you, strong guy, to eat yogurt, then that would make yogurt look great. Then, okay. You've now had to bolster your reputation for not eating yogurt, when in fact you actually love yogurt. You know, you love the yogurt. I don't know what can come close to this. I'm trying to get I try not to upset uh, an actual demographic of people who've got reasons for doing what they do. I'm not even talking about them. I'm talking about the people that really have no reason. You know, why? Why would you be afraid that people know this of you? Why would you? You know, you're just being a hypocrite because you you can't accept that people see a weakness in you or flaw or something like that. It's just your ego. It's just your lack of humility. You have to be right. You have to be absolutely um, on point about something you've stood on for decades just because in one instance someone said you like something and you said no I don't, just to prove that person wrong. But in actual fact, like, okay, I've got an example. I just thought of this example. This is brilliant. Okay, I was at I grew up in Luton, so I went to Dunstable College after secondary school, and Dunstable College was very cool. It was like early '80s. People were into hip hop. You know, hip hop was a rising culture, and people were just, you know, they had all the garms, they had the glasses, and they had the big laces in their footwear, and they had the massive ski jackets, and they were hip hop, the b-boy stance. They had it all. They had the attitude, the swag. They had everything. And if you weren't with it, you weren't cool. So now, I was like, I don't need that to be cool. Even though I was dressed in my way, I loved hip hop, but so I was dressed in my way, but I wouldn't go crazy far with it. I wouldn't just say, yeah, I have to look like a b-boy every time. I wasn't a b-boy. I wasn't like that. Even though I love body popping, I would be considered a b-boy of the time. But a b-boy was a break dance person. I was a body popper. I was doing the body popping. I was looking. I was doing all that. So anyway, that's different from what I'm about to come out. The people were trying to find themselves, and people were trying to access what was cool and what wasn't cool. So every day was an exploration into finding out what's cool. Yo, Victor, do you want some crisps? No, man, I don't eat crisps. Crisps for losers, man. And someone, what? You don't eat crisps? Because everyone's like, oh, you don't eat crisps? Yeah, why don't you eat crisps, man? Because that was the main snack during snack break, during tea break. What's the name? You know, a break between lessons. You have a tea break, like a lunch break or something. So everyone was eating snack foods. So everyone was eating snack foods. So I was just like, put up with these damn people. All they do is crunching. So when someone offered me a crisp, I'm like, no, I don't eat crisp, man. Crisp for losers, man. Dude, get that shit out of my face, man. What are you doing? Right? They're like, huh? I don't want crisp, man. I don't want crisp, man. I'm not crazy. I'll be like, no, man. What I tell you, I will mess you up. You offer me another Christmas, do it. And so for, I don't know, right? But I just, the next day, people were like, nah, man. I would come out with some excuse why, no, you shouldn't eat crisps. It will kill you. Like, it does something to your blood and this, that, and the other. People would respect the facts that I came out with on other subjects and stuff like that, and say, "Yeah, Vic would know. Vic know. Let's go on to Vic. Vic, how you doing, man? You want some crisps? No, I don't want a crisp. Crisps bring harm to they cause cancer and blah blah. I'll be like coming out with stuff, not on actual facts, on actual things. You know, you can look it up in a book later, and I'll be like that kind of stuff, facts. So I was known as the person with the facts, kind of thing. right? And so because I was reading all this, I was reading every day. And so I loved knowing stuff, and I still do. I think I'm an addict to learning, right? So this one day I just got fed up of, so I just made up some shit about Chris. I just like, cause cancer. They're the number one thing for this and that and there. I just to, it's a kind of personal joke to me. And as it got more and more serious, I was just like, these people actually believe what I just bullshit I came out with. Well, what the hell is this? I was like, this is interesting. So I started going out with crazier stuff, but much more connected to actual things that could be facts. Kind of connected to facts. Tenuously connected to facts. And I was just like, yeah, I've got power here, man. This is nice. I like this. And I was just like, yeah. And just for, I don't know, it's been about a day or so, a couple of days. And then people would just stop eating crisps and they were eating biscuits or something like that. And they were just eating other things. Like they'll go get a sandwich or something like that. You know what I mean? They'd be eating other things. No, man, crisps are not good for you, man. Crisps are not good for you. And I was like, damn, you actually listen to that bullshit? Yeah, crisps are not good. No, not good. Not good. Shouldn't eat crisps. Your children will feel it. Yeah, you have children, your grandchildren, they'll get cancer because you ate crisps. Yeah, it's true. Right? And I'll just be incredulous about what people wouldn't even research. We didn't have the internet then. And so I couldn't be fact checked in like that amount of time. I couldn't be fact checked because I had the Encyclopedia Britannica at home and people knew I read. They always see me in a book. They always see me, but they see me body popping as well. So, yeah, Vic's cool, man. Vic's cool. He's athletic and he's cool because he's got culture in him. And he's down, man. He's cool. So, right. It's funny back then, but we were. It was like mobile phones weren't a thing. What year are we talking about here? 1985? No, 84. 83, 84. 1983, 84. So, okay. No mobile phones. There's still hundreds of like pay phones on the street, red boxes, telephone boxes. That's how you made a phone call. Or you just rode a bike and went to the person's house and knocked on their door. How are you doing? That's how you found out. Or you had to go into the building and make a phone call from the building. That's how you call each other. But other than that, it's just like, have you heard? Have you heard? Have you heard? And no one would know until you read a book or you asked someone a teacher, and they'd come out with the answer, and then the answer would be that until you discovered your teacher didn't know shit and just came out with something themselves. And so that was literally, you went to someone that you thought might know more than you. And if that person bullshit, you wouldn't know for 5 years. You wouldn't know until when the internet came out. So I was chatting absolute bullshit about Chris. This year 1996 now, seven. People got internet and access to files and access to books online and stuff. And people were, remember in college, you said that Christopher Ward, you were lying, man. That shit was bullshit. You're a liar. Well, man, you actually believe that shit? I'm glad I don't really know you. That never happened. I'm just playing. But yeah, that's I just people that are doing that just to be hip, just to say something, just so it maneuvers people in the wrong direction or gives them something like that away from them. They become bullies or they become bullied. Yeah. And these hypocrites need to desist. They need to just tell their truth straight away, be strong enough, be bold enough to just say, to stand on their truth. I like Chris, I just don't like Chris today. I don't want any Chris today. That's all I had to say. I like Chris normally, but I'm fed up with the amount of Chris here today. I just don't like it. Simple thing. People would have moved on. All right, have a biscuit. You know, people would have done something, but like, yeah, that kind of behavior. And I'm not talking about Chris. I'm talking about any other subject than Chris. I'm talking about just petty stuff that you're being a hypocrite about. Just be correct. You know what I mean? The hardest thing to do when you get older is to remember the lies. So if you told the truth in the beginning, you wouldn't have to worry about, oh, did I lie about? Did I lie about that? I'm bullshitting about. Do I like that or not? I can't remember my stance on that. But if you were just true to yourself, you wouldn't have to think. And so I've got no problem. The stuff I talked about 20 years ago, I'm still adamant about today. So, you know what I mean? If I found out more information, I changed my mind about it. I've changed my mind a long time ago, and you should catch up. I'm not going to be lying about what I said 20 years ago that I found to be bullshit. I'm going to tell you, yeah, I felt that before, but then I found out later on that I was actually incorrect about that, and I would have owned up to that time ago, but I wouldn't be standing on it still today. And I think that's what I'm vexed about. Yeah, I know what sparks me off about. People who just don't update themselves, man. That's it. People that don't update themselves and just live their truth, man. Just stay by it, man. Stay by it. If that's what you are, that's what you are, bruh. Okay? If you're an idiot, but that's what always sparks me off. Right. So we're at that time where I normally end the show. I'm thoroughly amazed that I didn't have any audience today, but I'm putting that down to myself. I'm owning it. I don't mind. Okay. I mean, I used to do this show when I was on Tropical FM around 2010, and you know, I've done 400, 300 odd show, 400 shows. There's only less than half of them on YouTube. Right, so I've done hundreds of shows, but there's only half of them on YouTube, and I've got something that sparks me off on every single one of them, right? Even the ones that you will never see. All right, there's about 400 shows, but they weren't all done in the 5 or 6 years I was with Tropical FM. 4 or 5 years I was with Tropical FM. Since then, I've done many dozens of shows, incidentally, on you to be put on YouTube, on Patreon, and you know, on Twitch. But if you want to find me, it's Sifu _ Blapps on Twitter, Patreon, yeah, Twitch, and on Discord. I am Fight capital M me, one word, dot UK capitals dot capital C com. Fightme.uk.com. It's a gaming and fighting channel where we talk about fighting and fights that happened on boxing, martial arts, combat sports, fights, street balls, anything that we can talk about, how we can self-defense better, how someone was rubbish at the tournament that they were in last week, someone was incredible at the tournament last week, children involved in martial arts, what's happening in the martial arts world in terms of politics, blah, blah, blah. And we talk about gaming, we talk about tournaments, we talk about new games coming out, old games that are out, retro games that we're still playing, all kinds of things to do with gaming and fight games, primarily fight games like Tekken, Street Fighter, you know, Mortal Kombat, blah, blah, you know, Call of Duty, fight, combat, you know. And we talk about actual fight as well, sparring competitions and not sparring competitions, sparring collabs, you know, where we find people sparring partner. Yeah, things like that. Yeah, so all that's on the app. That's very soon on the app. And we talk about, we're on Patreon, where all my videos are for self-defense and for the a.r.m.s system that I created, a.r.m.s, which is absolute reality martial system, pro-reactive self-defense. That's for corporate self-defense, to learn in a day basics of an efficient self-defense system. And you can go and learn that every week, you know, as you get more integral, more learning on the three basic concepts that make a.r.m.s, which is Wing Chun, China, and Swai Jiao, the three systems that go to make up a.r.m.s. Swai Jiao is wrestling, China is grappling, and Wing Chun is obviously striking. But it's a combat system that holds everything within it, including weaponry. And a.r.m.s is for self-defense on the street, okay? Not in combat sport arena or nothing. It's just straight up, just for the street, nothing else. Not interested in anything to do with your combat sport, your tournament, or anything. It's literally, I'm teaching a granny how to survive a knife attack, that kind of stuff. So we teach them a.r.m.s, we give them the basics, and we teach them to build on the basics. How to make yourself safe before you actually get to that point where you have to use physical self-defense to get out of it. That is all available on Patreon. Okay, and when you go to YouTube, it's Blapps U2, all in capitals. That's Blapps Blapps capital U number 2. Blapps U2. That's the channel, and you can find pretty much all the videos I've posted on YouTube. You won't get all the ones that are on Patreon, because that's what Patreon's for. You get to see the seminars and tournaments and the stuff that I talk about in private. That is normally for the private sector, which are paying to see it. So you have to pay as well. And you can be a member of that for starts at, I think, £3 a month, up to about £35. So you can decide what you want to do. If you want to advertise on this show, then you'll go into Patreon, and you can go into Facebook to find out. You go to my business channels on Facebook, Black People Business. You could go on to Blapps People Productions and find out how to advertise on this show. I'll show you advert. I'll even do you a shout out. I'll show your product on here. Between the sections, there's plenty of time to show the public exactly what you're doing in life. We've got 300 businesses attached to our business group on Facebook, and hit me up and I'll get you your advert shown on this show. Our membership is growing, and we're getting much more subscriptions coming up. So as we get the show going out again, like it used to be every week, then obviously our optics going to be bigger. More effective advertising will come from it. We deal with the Hip Hop Historian Game Show on Facebook, and through Our Place Youth Club online on Facebook, and in Martial Arts Youth Club in Luton, where we have the academy, the CDMA Academy. The CDMA Academy is available online in Martial Arts Youth Club nearly every day. When we're currently waiting for funding to get a new building. We're only temporarily in the Marsh House, so that's why we've only got a couple of things running Marsh House at the moment, because we literally need space to do what we do. Community development through martial arts, which is an academy for people, an anti-bullying group that deals with making the youth stronger in confidence and self-esteem to defeat fear and doubt. So bullying and being bullying stops. And we also help adults understand Blapps philosophy, which is created by myself and my group, my people, to understand how to be strong enough to understand how to become self-enlightened and therefore supremely confident and have high self-esteem again, to become the best you can be, to improve yourself in every way, improve your children and their children. So it goes on, but it's all pretty much very cohesive in terms of we're strengthening the community. That's what we're here for. We're here for you to see clearly into the next generation, where you want your children to adhere to, not the rubbish. You want them to adhere to what progress is, and to be efficient in getting to that goal. Engineer your life, engineer your happiness, engineer your joy, engineer whatever you feel is going to make you happier and more stable. Move towards that every day. And with that, I'm going to say, oh yeah, the website for that is https://cdma.uk.com/, and that's a CDMA website. And from there, you can access all our initiatives and what we do every day. We mentor and we coach the young, because we need their mindset as good as it can be to they're the next governors, they're the next presidents, they're the next prime ministers, they're the next whatever, they're the leaders they're going to be. So it'd be nice for them to have a good mindset, wouldn't it? For them to be strong, not adhering to the bollocks, but trying to get somewhere in life and keep correct and strong enough to say no to the wrong people, all that kind of stuff. All right, so that's what we do, and I can't wait for you to see you, to help you to do it, and help me become better every day. Like our motto is striving to be better today than we were yesterday. And with that, I'm going to say good night. Jolon True, which is a Star Trek term, and go look that up. Jolon True, it's Romulan. And you have been blapsed. Peace.